Welcome back to Frank's Model Aviation Workshop. This is a preview of my next build series that I'll be doing. It's basically an ultimate biplane by Goldberg. Only this one, I'm not going to be using the kit wings. I'm going to be using the Bob Hunt lost foam method of wing building, and I want to show you how that works. But basically you generate your ribs using the foam core, and I'll show you what all I've got to do this. I've never done a lost foam, and I'm gonna have to engineer some of this because it's not going to go together exactly like the kit wings do, so it's going to require a little bit of engineering, I guess. But I'll bring you in and I'll show you what this thing looks like. Okay, so first of all, what we got here, this is the leading edge mold buck, and I'm going to be making basically a balsa wood sheet shell of the leading edge. So there won't be a hard, heavy leading edge stick there. It'll just be a nice shell. I will be using a 1/8 inch stringer across the leading edge of all the ribs, just to add a little bit of strength to that leading edge. But it's going to build a lighter wing, a straighter wing, and I think a much stronger wing in the end. I glued a piece of 1/4 inch ply to the back of this thing, so when I mold this leading edge and wrap it with the ace bandage, it won't like flex. So that's that. And as far as the wing cradle, you take these pieces like this, you put it down on a piece of balsa wood, you trace your rib around, you mark your spar locations, and you generate your ribs by pinning them back on here after you cut them out, and you sand them to this shape. You'll get the perfect bevel, both front, fore, and aft, and it'll just lay right in the cradle here. Now what the cradle is, it's an exact representation of the plan sheet, minus the servo, the aileron, bell crank area, and all that stuff. And as far as the where the interplane struts go, I'll have to re-engineer that to allow it, because I'm going to have to saw those out of 1/8 ply. But I'll show you what I've got so far. I made some stencils and stuff for the actual kit ribs. So as you can see, I already outlined it. That's what I did was I just put the foam core on. This is for the plywood rib that I need to mount the interplane struts on. But you just put the foam on there. You outline it, mark your spar locations, draw your spar locations in, and you draw a center line down that rib. Now, in order to make the interplane strut rib, you have to have those tabs. So what I did was I took the kit rib and I traced the actual tabs like this, and I got the lightning holes and the little ply plate, I guess, where the bell crank goes or wherever. But anyway, I'm going to cut this out, and you just place it over there, and I'll glue this on the plywood with some temporary adhesive and just jigsaw it out as close to the line as I can get it. Jigsaw out my lightning holes in this slot, and and after I'm done, I'll make my 1/8 by 1/4 inch slot for the spar, and that will generate the rib for the number 7 location on this foam cradle. I don't think it's a number 7 rib, though. I think it could be, but anyway, that's basically how it works. And the balsa ribs are the same way. I went ahead and I did all the different style ribs with their lightning holes. I marked the forward and the up location of the ribs so that I know which way to orient this in the cradle. And that's how I'm going to generate all my ribs, with balsa and plywood for the number 7 ribs. Number 8 rib is just a straight rib. But anyway, that's how it's going to go. I'm going to attempt to mold a leading edge today to see if it's even possible, because this leading edge is so sharp, as you can see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bend it all the way around, but I ordered some 6-pound A-grain balsa, and that's what I'm going to use to generate my shell. That's what I'm going to use to make my shell with. So I'm going to get set up and glue some balsa sheets together so I can form that. Okay, so I ordered some balsa wood from Specialized Balsa. I wanted 6-pound wood, and I've got some B grain to generate my ribs. I ordered like 24 sheets of B grain, and I've got A grain for my leading edge. This stuff is really lightweight, and it should mold well. And I ordered some C grain for my trailing edges, or the trailing edge sheets. So I'm going to measure and cut enough wood. I should only need two sheets per leading edge. One to go around and another one to finish up to get me past the spar location. So I'm going to get set up and cut me some A-grain wood and seam it together like you've seen me do 100 times in my videos. I'm not going to film that because you've seen it plenty of times, but I'm going to pick 2 of the best looking straightest grain wood that I could find in this stack. And I also ordered from Specialized Balsa the trailing edge, and these trailing edges weigh more than all of this wood put together. Matter of fact, let's see what it weighs. I'm curious. Okay, I got it in grams. These trailing edges are 538 grams. That's 8 trailing edges. I got enough trailing edges to do 2 sets of biplane wings. And I got enough wood here to do 2 sets of biplane wings. So here's this whole stack of wood. Let's see what it weighs. I'm gonna have to stand it up if it wants to bow. $548. What was that other one? Okay, it's just a little bit more than that. 538 and 548. So we'll get set up, and I'll get this seamed, and then we'll do a kind of a filming of molding it. I'm going to try to anyway. So I'll pick out some wood and we'll get to seaming those together. So one of the first things you need to do is you need to measure to see how much wood you need. So you take about 3/8 of an inch past the spar, and you just wrap the tape around and go 3/8 of an inch past. So that's 6 3/4. So 6 3/4. So you know you're going to have one 3-inch sheet, and the other one is going to be 3 3/4. So we are going to need more than just 2 sheets. Interesting. That's fine. So I'm going to get set up, get these shells made, or the sheets made for the shells, and then I'll show you how we're going to mold it. And this has a glued side here, so whenever you get them formed and they're dry, you're going to cut them close to this, and then you're going to sand them to this edge, and the right edge has the same thing. That way when they butt together, they'll butt together with a perfect seam. Okay, so I got my pieces cut for the mold buck. As you can see, I'm going to have plenty on either side. So, and you want to use the softest, most pliable wood for this part, because you can see how sharp that is. And depending on how this goes, I may have to use a hardwood, or not a hardwood, but a hard balsa leading edge. But I'm going to soak this, after I get these seamed together, I'm going to soak this in hot water and ammonia for about 20 minutes. Then I'll attempt to form it around this leading edge mold buck, and then we'll wrap it in an ace bandage. So I'll seam these together, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, there's the finished. This is the outside, inside. I drew a center line on the inside. And what we got to mold at, we'll take that center line, basically like that, and fold it up around there. Lord willing. Hopefully I can get this soft enough with ammonia and hot water. We'll try it. Normally I would do 2 sheets at the same time, but being this is an experiment, I'm not gonna waste balsa unless I know that I can get one to work. So we'll get set up and soak this for 20 minutes. Boiling hot water and ammonia. Okay, I'm down here in the main part of the house because I don't want to carry this big thing of water upstairs. So this is basically boiling hot water with some hot tap water, and I'm going to be putting some ammonia in there to help soften the wood. And holy mackerel, that stinks. Okay. Now we'll put the wood down in there. Oh, and I can't breathe. Okay, I'm gonna weight that down. As you can see, it's already wanting to bend. I got it weighted down in there, but I think it's gonna work perfectly. Okay, now's the time. It's been 20 minutes. We're going to take this wood out and wrap the buck. Oh. Carefully. You can see it already wants to bend. So I'm going to line, hopefully I can do this without breaking it. I'm going to line my center mark. Actually, I think I'm going to put it in the water and flex it a little bit, just to get it started. Because I think that that leading edge is so sharp, and I know you can't see anything I'm doing here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got it pretty much started. Well, here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm just very slowly compressing that because I don't want to break it. It's working. Okay. All right, you ready to wrap? keep it straight. Okay, you pull tight and I'll wrap. Work your way down. Pull tight. I think it's working. Try to keep it as straight as we can get it. Don't want to put any weird dents in the wood. When we get to the end, we'll wrap it back. Keep going. Leave it fairly. Okay, now we'll go back. How much more we got? Not much. Good. All right. You want to get me a piece of tape? Coming up about a foot. Taking terrible. Thank you. And there we have it. A formed leading edge to an ultimate biplane. And there we have it. We have one molded leading edge for a Carl Goldberg ultimate biplane wing. Now, this will be wrapped up until I do my build series, so it should be plenty dry by then. We'll unwrap it, and this should be a complete, it should stay in this position, this molded shell like this. I got a slight little split right here. I'm hoping it doesn't go all the way to the end. It shouldn't, but we'll see. But the other side's not split at all. This is the center of the wing. It's perfect. So we'll, since that worked, I'm gonna go ahead and do another one, do the other one, and we'll get it wrapped up. And that way when I go to do my build series, this part's over. This is the one that takes the longest. Anyway, that's the preview of my Carl Goldberg Ultimate Biplane Lost Foam Wing series that I'm going to be doing after the P40 is done. As you can see in the background, a little further along in the build series than what my videos show, because I have like 3 videos that are uploaded to YouTube that are scheduled to drop a week at a time. Every Friday at midnight there'll be a new video out, and until the plane's done and it's made. So if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to see this Lost Foam Ultimate Biplane being built, stay tuned, it's coming. Thanks for watching.